Okay, and we're back. Wow. Yeah. Dan Man grows it right. Save I do hope. How you doing there, Pino? Good to have you, my friends. So I did go quickly there to go grab another, what is it, antihistamine? Whatever you want to call them, the hay fever tablets. My god, I've never had it as bad today. But we'll get right into this then. Yeah, there we go. End one. No, that's definitely the right one then. That's good to see then. That's good to see. Hey, doing that BGG? Hello there, Mark. Mark Wahlberg. Okay. The tanks in China. Well, see, that's the thing. I do a lot of, well, and there's myself and obviously Infinite Monkey who look at the pilot training. So a lot of the things that aren't done on the stream per se get finished off afterwards. Like for example, moving these guys to hit Manila. Ideally, DMS doesn't sink. Seems okay so far. Seen another sub in here. Dutch, I do believe. Yeah, the tanks, if I recall correctly, are in combat mode. I'm down myself now, but I do believe they are. I do believe they are. Man, I'm just thinking, you know what? There's like 3, I think maybe 4 videos now I need to release on YouTube. Like I'm so far behind. These tend to come so quick. It's just so far. It's hard to keep up. Hard to keep up. Okay. Yep, there we go. So it seems like a fairly quiet night turn so far. And what I decided to do, by the way, is actually the G4M1s at Port Blair. I decided to put them all into Naval Search because I moved a G3M2 squadron over to Port Blair. So I'm running those guys on Naval Attack at 12 hexes. And because the G4M1s, they've got that phenomenal range, I might as well make use of it, really. Yeah. I need something to do like the video things. I'd normally be on top of it. My god, I've been out of it this last week. God. Right, so far so good. Okay. Yes! Ha ha! How about that for a whale? Oh, and that's carrying troops as well. Nice. Nice. Ooh, heavy damage. So good to see you there. So good. She goes down. Sayonara. Yes! The luck continues. Okay. Well, that is all the good luck that were allotted for the year, so nice. Ah, jeez. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind, that was a good luck there. Okay, now we're out. Now we're out. Oh, that was such a big bitch. Okay. Yeah, I know I should be playing it right now. I should be playing it right now. Ah, it's Genyo Maru. Was that Genyo Maru? I think it was the Peach. Oh my god! Okay, okay, somebody give me some lottery numbers. I swear to god, just... It doesn't matter what the lottery is, as long as it's, like, actually worth something. Right, somebody pick the currency. Are we doing yen? Are we doing rubles? What are we doing here? I'm feeling lucky, apparently. Just pick random, yeah, just pick them all. Jesus Christ, okay. Wow. That woke me up. Watch it now, something's gonna happen that's crushingly bad. How you doing that for? A puppy. I've just had a number of near misses with submarines, which was nice. We actually had our submarines actually hit. It usually doesn't happen. Usually it's the other way around. That's true there, Mark, but in fairness, it does feel like he hits a lot more often than you'd imagine. Probably because these submarines are launching more attacks. due to having more aggressive commanders, I think it is, or superior commanders. Well, the captains anyhow. Captains anyhow. Okay. Yep, so we continue to hit Port Moresby here today, which is nice. And this is it. There's not much I can do about this. He just doesn't have much, really within sight. But it's nice to hear about the I always want to say Westphalia, the West Australia, Westralia. I just want to say Westphalia. It just feels like it should be Westphalia. Right, so we are hitting the Chinese core over here then. I think there's a core, 2 cores actually, a ruin core, a core with some strength, and then a headquarters. Yes, 12th, 85th, and then there's the headquarters here, I believe. As you can see, there are actually causing some damage here, which is nice. One destroyed, some disabled, one destroyed. Good few disabled there, good practice for them. Now, I did set some key 43s here to actually cap in the area, but this is it. Yeah, the Emily is really nice. I mean, it's got some phenomenal range. It would be nice if we had more of them. In the future, we will have more, and we will be making use of those guys. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, he's moving those BBs. They might very well be within range of Moresby there. Not Moresby, sorry, of Blair. It depends. If they're within 12 hexes, then he may very well be greeted by G3M2s. But the good news is we do have a G4M1s actually running pretty damn good search out there. Looks like we picked up on some ships just off the Canadian coast, is it? Or was that Seattle? It looked like it might have been just off Seattle there, perhaps. Okay. Bad weather all over here at the moment in time, jeez. I mean, what I do like is the fact that we do have pretty reliable information on the assets, but he's employed in the Bay of Bengal. I mean, we do... Well, we've been keeping tabs on them for a fair while, which is nice. The good news is we do have a good number of squadrons. Oh, wow. Wow. Keep it up, please. Just don't hit. Just don't hit my tankers, please. Because I would suck. At least we know where his submarines have been heading, actually, because that's a lot of bloody submarines in that area. It bloody feels like it, too. I think the whales are tipping us off. Right, so we do see some ships over there. I do have a light cruiser and a destroyer, well, 2 destroyers literally in that base hex, so that would be nice to try and intercept whatever's there. It might be PT boats. That's the only problem. I hate PT boats. Right, here we go. Yes, we do have a tanks attacking, so we do see the 17th Corps, and we see the 6th Chinese Space Force. Absolutely ruined. It would be nice if we just destroyed them outright. But they're likely going to retreat. But then again, I don't imagine there's much of a... Yes, they surrender. And people will retreat there, but it retreats to Lankow. We'll be at Lankow tomorrow then. But there you go. So we have 321 to 1 odds there. Look at that. I mean, that's disgusting, really, isn't it? 115 destroyed there, 116 destroyed. He can't touch them because he doesn't have really any anti-tank capability. He's just getting annihilated by them. Oh, shit. Wow. Okay, we didn't know about that. That's not been there long. Oh, snap. Okay, well, there's the 66th Chinese Corps. Holy moly. That's a big bloody corps. Wow. Okay. We've located some resistance along last. It's a bit of a shame because I wanted that road. But that's fine. We're marching down this way. It is indeed a strong core there. Well, we're going to have a division to block it here. Well, not a full division, but an element of the division, so that can remain here then. But it's good to know it's there then. We'll just have to leave a blockade unit on either side and essentially starve it out there. That's strange. We didn't know about that, so I wonder how long that's been in the area. Whereabouts is this? This is a deliberate attack. Whereabouts? Oh, it's over here, actually, so they've retreated onto the major road, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and deal with them. The reason why I attacked this unit here is because it was blocking the road. They had control of the hex. It was blocking supply moving up this way. We do have supply moving the other way, but it was nowhere near enough. Yeah, he's not been in there very long then. He's in operations mode, so he might have only just arrived there. We are attacking over here on Lucina, as we do see 2 Filipino infantry divisions. You can see that was like 260 AV there. You can imagine that 260 AV would have been very much welcome at Manila or Bataan. Not... Huh, that's interesting. Okay, that's... What? That was a bizarre attack. Okay. That was bizarre. That seems like a foobar. Destroyed another squad. Yeah, apparently so. I don't understand how that happened. Apparently so. I mean, that is surprising. That is frankly, that is frankly, I don't know what to say about that. That's weird. I don't know what to say about that. That's crazy. I mean, okay. I mean, it is what it is, but that's frankly shocking. I mean, okay. It is interesting to see that there is a strong core in China. It does complicate things slightly, but not tremendously. Oh, were they not set to attack? I must have missed that. I thought I had. I thought I had. Did I not? Who did I have set to attack? Oh, I don't know then. I guess it was the wrong unit to attack then. I blame it on being really out of it today. Oh well, it must have been the wrong unit attacked. I thought I had 21st Division attack, and I must have forgot to have him attack. Yeah, looks... I don't know. That's strange then. I thought I had set them. I suppose that is what happens when you try to get the turns done. Oh, the 2 SNF were set to attack another division. Right, okay, so I forgot to set the division to attack then. That's weird. I don't know how I'd set them and then forget about that. Oh well, I blame BLeAcHACiD today. Oh well, that's rather embarrassing then. Right, they're moving that way. Oh well, we'll recover those guys then. It kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. Kind of bad for those guys though. Oof. Rough. Very rough. Yeah, I know, I was a little bit surprised there. But that makes sense, then. Oh, that's weird then. I don't know. Do you need to garrison anything north of Xi'an? That's a good question. There's not much to garrison north of Xi'an, to be honest. So we'll be moving on to Langchao. Langchao requires 20. Oh, they don't have advantage there. Don't worry about that, BGG. It is clear terrain, but the 21st Division is 239 AV. They were meant to attack together. It does make it a little bit awkward, so I'll probably have to bring a little bit more AV down here. But I can't imagine they'll have much in the way of supplies. So that's fine. That was my fault for not checking that. I blame it for being... I don't know. I blame being out of it. Okay. Right, we're going to have them march north. And by march, I mean drive. Right, so I'm going to tell them all to go individually rather than have them follow, because we know how that tends to go when he's bombing. But the good news is we'll take out Langchao. I just need to figure out where they're operating from. They might be operating out from here, perhaps, but I doubt that. But there's a couple there. He could be using them. I think they're usually out this way. Who knows? But no, that's actually quite surprising. That is quite surprising. But I mean, I'm really glad that we've actually discovered that, because that might have actually been headed down this way. And let's take a look then. We'll have to decide what we want to do there, this is all wooded rough terrain. But in fairness, we're still in possession of times 3 terrain here. We have gained this, which is nice. Which is actually better for us, because we're not going to receive a shock attack there. The armoured car company can be out of here pretty quick. It is surprising, actually. It's a good thing that it's the armoured car company that went ahead here. But that is somewhat surprising. I mean, maybe that's what he's been trying to do. It's a very strong call, frankly. Very strong call. Nothing we can't deal with, though. Especially with this. This is why I'm quite glad with this here, because this is amazing for grinding through enemy units like that. Because we have a HQ support, we have ample amounts of artillery, engineers. Yeah, there's ample amounts of assets in here. They're making relatively good progress now, so they're marching towards Gianco. There we go. I think he tried. Well, the thing is there, we don't have to kick that core out. What we'll do then is obviously go... Well, what about... what? Let's see. Right, so about 3 days from here. Do you have to pay to attack the USSR? No. This is if it's not really a house rule garden attacking the USSR. The only house rules are really just like... pay PP to have things come out. But I can't see why... I mean, that'd be kind of ridiculous. Like, I mean... the intention is just... I mean, I could ask about it, but I just don't think it applies. It's like... It doesn't make sense. I mean, the intention is to stop them from going out into the Pacific and etc. like that, not to, like, stop them going into Russia. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, because frankly, it's one of those of... Well, a unit goes into Russia, but then he gains Russia. So... That balances that one out. Okay, so we'll be here in 3 days then. So we'll be here on 26th. What I'll do then is obviously leave behind a fairly decent 4-second march down this way. It is actually surprising, I mean, because that was empty not too long ago. It does make me wonder if there's anything on here, but frankly we'll be able to kick anything along here back, so that's not too bad. Right, the good news is I can finally get the 37th Division marching away from here now. I believe I do have 41st Division, which is moving south. Yeah. That is intriguing, then. It's not a problem. I mean, where it is now, it's a problem, because obviously that's like 400 odd AV, that becomes like 1200 in that times 3. If we cut that road there, he's going to definitely suffer from supply, so we could probably just bomb that. Yeah, there's a level 1 airfield here. So what we can do then is actually just start running attacks against the airfield there and just start hitting the supply, which is good. I don't like how many fighters he has over here. 15 bombers there. But no, that's very interesting. So do you see ships out this way? We do see a mighty old force there. That's really intriguing. He's definitely set it up for something here. But if he goes for it, I mean, the worry is maybe he goes in here to bombard. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Therefore, is we're not gonna go for it. But what I'll do is I'll probably have like a unit move here and just see. Well, yeah, here would be better just to occupy that, or even there, as close as we can get. Really try to take away the wiggle room he has there. We do have this element of a division which is that's 152, so I can use that. As you rearm the CAs at Pigu. And no, we don't have the AKs at Pigu. We have the AKEs in here at Rangoon. They've been rearmed for a good number of days now. I've just been leaving them in there to repair for the most part. Yeah, so they've been undergoing repairs. Can't wait till we can get the ARs. But yeah, there's 3 AKEs in here. And it's one of these things of, thank you very much there, much appreciated for those bits, man. Thank you very much. I can't see him coming in. I mean, if he comes in, he's gonna get he's gonna get a rude awakening. We should have some supplies on the way to Rangoon. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So they're loading supplies then. Shouldn't take too long for them to get underway. That's a problem, man. So it's a bloody irritating thing. We have a lot of units over here, man. So we're going to have to get supply in there. Supply, I was hoping it might have been underway this turn, but unfortunately not. I do have these guys moving in here. So it does reduce the range at which we can fly. So we'll be flying instead of 12 today. We will be flying 5, which is not as great, frankly. God, that's awful. I could always move some zeros over here and we would be okay. At least then we could use the standard range. But that's okay, we still have a G-freeze over here at Rangoon. So we can still fly torpedoes. It's just annoying. That's the only problem, is like keeping the amount of supply up there. Looking at supply in there, but I do have these ships moving this way. I was hoping that they might have been underway already. Do I have any ships in here that I could unload any additional supply? There's a little bit in there. Just need to get a few thousand in there. Okay. Right, so we've arrived on top of this base today, which is good. As we'll have a Sasebo take that. And then we can move on forward. There we go. Have a regiment back over here now, which is good. So we're going to have them unpack and they can move on over here. Okay. I've got units marching down this way to this base, so then we can actually deal with these units. And we'll have units move on beyond here as well then. Java's not too far away from falling. I mean, it's essentially gone already. There's nothing he can really do here. He could make it difficult for us by heading into the mountains, but even then it eventually ends. I mean, that one definitely it would end. It's got a size 1 port, which is better. At least it can hold up to more supply, but I could actually get in there to bombard. But there's no industry. At least over here he does have industry, so he's not going to run out of supply likely. So we'll likely have to attack that. Yeah, I'll take a look at that in a sec. So we see 2 Bettys there to Ops, a Topsy there to Ops, a Dina there to Ops, and... interesting. So he's got the P-38Es then today. Or at least he seems to have gained them. So we've lost... Well, he's lost one of those to Ops then. So that's the first P-38 there. It does make you wonder where they've arrived. They're going to be difficult to tangle with, but they've got a service rating of 4 and a pretty damn short range. It does make you wonder where they might be. Right, so we saw ships down here previously, but we've lost track of them right now. I don't know, actually. I don't know where they might arrive. Yeah, sure. So he's got a P-38E. They're good, but the thing is they're limited by their range. They've got a very high service rating. They start the US, okay. So be probably trying to shift them out then. So the P-38E, it's bloody fast, don't get me wrong, it's got a good altitude. It's very durable and it's armoured. But it's got a service rating of 4. It's got the cannon and it's got 450 cal, so it's good. It is all round good. Obviously it is going to be quite the nemesis later on, but the P-38E isn't that bad. I don't imagine he gets many of them. They're definitely something to tangle with, but yeah, that service rating 4 makes them difficult to use there. Having that range as well isn't exactly spectacular. He might look to employ them somewhere like in Burma, perhaps, but it'll be intriguing to see where he tries to employ them, really. I suppose he's got to get them. I don't know where they arrive. If they arrive in the US, then he's got to get them somewhere. About 30 at start then. Okay, that's good to know. Well, if it's about 30 at start, then he's lost 1, so that's 29 left then. I don't know what his replacement rate is. Maybe, like, I don't know, similar to the Wildcats, maybe? Right, so they've recovered fatigue, and the disruption's almost gone there. It's enough where they could march north. He's still moving there. That'd be appreciated there, Parmentier. And I will rebuild this. Right, we'll march north here then with the division. What's the terrain here? Is it clear terrain to the north? We'll have a look in a sec. It is... is that wooded rough there? Wow, didn't realise there's type 3 there. I'm going to leave behind the brigades. And that's going to be our rear security there. Okay. We've gone very quick, wow. So these guys are heading back on top of the major road there. Oh, they're on major road right now. That's actually pretty good. I might as well stick with that. I can work with that. 24 in May period. Okay. And how many does he get as replacements? Okay, here we go. We've arrived with 1323 AV here. Let's put that in combat mode. Do I want to order a deliberate attack? There's still 3 units over here. 5 units here, 7 units here. I think we'll probably manage that. There's going to be a few strong cores over there, but that shouldn't be too bad for us to manage. Oh, I do have the 57th Infantry Brigade. Ah, right, okay. 1323. No, 1323 is everything that is here right now. So you see, it's just the AV added up here. I mean, this one is likely at full strength, give or take. No, it just adds up what AV is actually here. I think I do have a headquarters march north as well. So we don't have to attack immediately. Ah, there we go. We also have the 35th Division, which has arrived. So I'm going to have the 35th Division move north as well. Placements are on there. Okay. I suppose it can happen. I mean, if you transfer them, it can happen. Right then. So it lists the Australia here today. I mean, that's 27 points. That's not a cheap ship there. Very nice. Yeah, so she's armed with the 6-inch guns there. 12-pounder, wow. And she's not very resistant to air power, it seems. Yeah, don't know. Okay. Right, so we've arrived in position here, which is good. It looks like he's going to remain in this hex then. They're marching up over here then, which is nice. We do have our forces over here. They've had another turn to recover, which is nice. Now, fatigue and disruption is going to take some time to come down. And the worry is that he does move in here to bombard. It is actually made worse by the fact that the supply is low here. I could have a supply flown in, perhaps, but I don't think it'll be anywhere near enough. I could get that 2,000 underway now, and it might be worthwhile to get it underway now, just have another task force set up just to get it moving. I thought they might have loaded quicker. Oh well. Right. Yeah, I was hoping they would be underway now, but that's okay. And do you have garrison units for LeAcHACiD and the other bases to the north? Well, what will happen? Well, obviously VP losses are bad. I do have a division that's marching north. We'll have to use a tank regiment temporarily until we get another unit there. I do have these units marching north as well, so eventually one of them can be shifted down here to like LeAcHACiD, or we just get like another unit into here. She's attempted to move south, it seems. So they'll arrive next turn. These guys arrive this turn, so we can go ahead and set up a deliberate attack. Ideally, who would actually retreat to Yunnan then? Okay. No, it's still looking good here, then. So it's 35. It looks like he's marching units north, then. He looks as if he's finally woken up to the threat to Chungking, but the fact is, well, we're still closing in now. It does make me wonder. We are going to be close. I mean, this is it. Even if he puts units into this hex over here, we'll eventually be able to grind through them. We will have some divisions marching this way from the mountains. We'll have some divisions march up this way. And we do have our forces getting ready to do that. So we do have a 4th division, which is being moved via rail soon. That's going to be moved up over here. I should have the APs over here as well. It might be that we decide to take maybe more than one division here. Not quite fully decided. We have 38th, 48th, and 2nd here. Okay. Oh, there we go. We cleared the mines out of Manila. That's really nice. Hey, did that Doom? I'm not too sure, actually. I mean, I was really interested regarding the AMC there. Yeah. It doesn't look like many. It doesn't look like many. It makes you... I don't know. I'm not entirely sure where it came from. It might have come from, like, this way down, because it did appear, like, over here. I'm not too sure where it originally came from, actually. The DMS looks to have survived, actually. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. She's in port now, and she will make it. Yay! Right, printer pier side there. What we need to do then is get auxiliary ships out here then to help her to repair. But that's good news then. At least we managed to actually save our DMS, which I'm quite happy about. If I did my research right, his total is 89 P38 E. Yeah, combat troops apparently too. Which is quite handy then. So we have a special base force here. Okay. Yeah, so I can make use of that naval support, which is good. Okie. So the 65th Brigade has been recovering quite nicely. I do have a garrison unit that will be shifted down here. I do have a couple naval guard units that are on their way over here then. Yep, there we go. So there's 64th Naval Guard there. There's 62nd Naval Guard. And what I'm doing then is moving the Naval Guard over here to the Chinese coastline, so I can actually go ahead and free up a division to start marching against these units over here. It would be nice to have another division to make use of then. Okay. I have a base force that's moved to the border over here of Langson. So the good news is then, depending on how many divisions we want to put ashore here, I think at least 2 divisions would be nice. More might be possible, but it depends at that point. And but the good news is then we're going to put more pressure here. If he's marching units up this way, and he's got the units over here, but if we're to suddenly start pressing on this side of China, and like this side of China, that's going to really hurt him. Yeah, well, I don't know, actually. I mean, the good news about Rangoon is he can't get BBs up there into Rangoon. So that's good. That's like a natural defense set against BBs. He could send, like, heavy cruisers, but if we've got heavy cruisers defending the port of Rangoon, then it's not like he can get in there without a fight. I mean, we do have a hell of a lot of cruisers and destroyers there. We do have our submarines around here as well, so we'll just try and get our subs out there and try and get lucky. We did see a CV not too long ago, which is intriguing. Okay. Yeah, he's getting bold again. He's definitely up to something. So check out this area over here, then. And I forgot to turn off the port dispenser, because I could turn that off now. What we need to do then is get those engineers moving elsewhere now. But the good news is we have a size 4 port over here, we have a size 7 airfield, so Rabal's a very big base there. We should be exempt from malaria. Yeah, so you can see that their disruption's really low here. Fatigue. Yeah, it looks like we're exempt from malaria, if I'm correct. I think we should be. I think when you have it equal like a certain number when added together, but I think we should be fine. Or near enough exempt from it. Okay. Right. So I've unloaded supply in here then. At least a little bit. I think I'm going to have more moved down to Tulagi then if I can. The island of Buin I can manage. So it's not too far from Port Moresby. Sorry, from Rabal. Right, so he's moving southwest with his subs here. Moving west. Interesting. He's still got the subs over here. Yeah, so they're spotted of course. Airfield damage is 50. That port damage is like all over the place right now. But the good news is he knows that we have the means to attack it, which is good. We are using a Cargi to resize. And we do have the other ships in port then. We are going to be moving upon Wake very soon. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have more of those engineers moved out elsewhere. I'll have it start building forts now. But we are going to have a lot of these construction units moved elsewhere. Okay. Apparently there's a CL over here. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to have the Sazuya escorted back to Singapore then so she can undergo repairs there. Right, I did order some tankers down here to Palembang, so I can actually have like a transfer of oil or fuel. I probably will have it transferred to Singapore then, and then at least it's actually on the rail system. It can move wherever then. Easier to, well, probably, well, it's much safer to obviously move it like that. We could have it drawn directly out, but I think that's probably not a bad way just to get it moving. I could also, actually, in fairness, I could have those tankers moved over here, perhaps, or at least have one or two of those tankers moved out that way. I need to start expanding the airfield here. Actually build a level 1 airfield, that'd be nice. Yeah. We are capping that with some keys over there. Okay. Do I want to build that up? I don't know. And drop these guys off in case we wanted to build up an air base. I feel like it might be potentially worthwhile to build this, but I'm not too sure actually. I could always have those engineers transferred elsewhere. I don't know if it's too exposed, but it's one of those positions where it could be useful. Yeah, it's not too defensible, really. We'll decide. I can always have them transferred out elsewhere. Okay. Yep, you can see we're transferring construction units out already. Oh, there we go. Kiso has finished repairs there at Singapore. That's nice. He's expanded Townsville then, so Townsville's now a size 4. Okay. So not that many P-38s then. And the good news is we're not going to be too far away from having the A6M8, probably at the end of the year, maybe early next year. So we'll be able to start getting armoured Zeros out there in force, which would be quite handy. Definitely will help us out when it comes to that. It's still got the 50 cals, also it's got a cannon, but, well, we'll also be using 50 cal MGs ourselves, or at least high caliber MGs, and obviously the cannon too. But at least then we actually have the armour, so at least we can sort of spar more effectively. The P-38 is bloody fast, but we'll obviously produce more Zeros, which is nice. We'll have to see how we go then, really. The Allies do get good aircraft. Obviously they do. Okay. No, we're looking pretty good then. I mean, that's a little bit... it does pique my interest, but it's not too bad. In all honesty, it's something that I'd rather be there than over, like, here or something. Or even, say, out this way or something. Right, okay. You really do like the Key 94, don't you? Right, yeah. Kind of worrisome there. Does not help that it has detection there. Well, I know, but just being able to dive isn't the guaranteed win there. Hey, doing that, Drab? Good to have you, my friend. That's not bad. It's just there are better aircraft out there. The climb's good and the altitude's good. It's just, yeah, it just isn't the be-all end-all. Okay. You can see there's quite a few construction units over here on war. Not too far from having a size 4. 39% there. Okay. We do have fuel heading south, so I can actually get these subs moved out, which I'm looking forward to being able to do. Let's see then. I do wonder what he's up to, but the good news is we are going to be moving out onto Wake in the very, very near future. What we'll be doing then is following up with an illusions operation, which would be very nice. I'm really looking forward to having an illusions base, because I want to close a submarine base. Now, I saw ships out here. Ah, Astoria. Interesting. Yeah, San Francisco. Seattle, Mantaram. Pego. Papago. However you want to believe I'll pronounce it. No, to be honest, it looks like a turn where we don't have a tremendous amount to do. That's a shame. That is a shame. Yeah, that was a bit of a pucker moment. Congratulations, I mate. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so they were in the wrong ops mode, which is interesting. I didn't lose anything, we obviously didn't inflict any damage. But we can definitely see that's a strong core there. Yeah, 524, damn. Yes, they were in the wrong ops mode as well. That does not help. Yeah, that went bad. Yeah, 1,958 attack, and yeah. I mean, that was my bad. Had the 21st Division attack there, it would have been better. Yeah. Pucker moment indeed. Okay. So I'm sending the infantry battalion south to Hong Kong, just make sure there's a stronger garrison here. I may go ahead, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and actually leave one of the battalions here. The reason being I want to make sure we can always control that road. We do have that unit there to help us, but I just don't want to give him any sort of in there, really. Once we do actually have that division able to be used, then at least I can actually have it used against these units here. Canton's a ×4. Doesn't have fortifications. Actually, it's got level 1 fortifications. Just don't have any engineers up there. But Canton is a urban heavy hex. It's ×4 terrain. The thing is, we just don't want him to get into the ×4 terrain. So that makes things awkward then. But we'll get him over here to the north. Now, there's 2 cores there. I do have about 362 AV. Now, you have engineers, and there's the singular engineer there. But they'll build up fortifications very, very slowly, but they'll build up some fortifications. I can't see him really attacking that. But, well, it's meant to have a unit there just to act as a buffer. Getting into the ×4 would be a really nasty thing he could do there. And I think that's what he wanted to do, just to get into that hex. Make it awkward. That's what he's been trying to do out here as well. Right, doesn't look like they're moving right now, but I know that's probably a lie. And we will arrive on top of them tomorrow. I keep getting these like 45 out of 46ers. Oh well. These guys will launch an attack. He will likely... I don't know, he probably will retreat this way. That's the thing with retreating units, they're bloody hard to manage. But we do have units here along this stretch, so it's going to be difficult for him to move across and cause more problems. He could move it to that hex, I guess. But I don't know. It depends on who owns that hex side. So he's likely going to go this way then towards Changsha. If I attack that one. That one shouldn't be too bad. I could probably move another unit over here then. I do have an AA regiment, which I could potentially just move into the Hex. I have like a couple of units there that could be just moved into. I could even have the headquarters moved over here then, so when it does attack and actually increases their roll, well, it gives them better odds there, which is worthwhile. I do have Kwantung Army marching north, which will help. Yeah, but we're going north now. Okay. So they'll arrive tomorrow. These guys are marching north, driving north to Langkao. It's interesting, really. He looks like he's finally waking up in China, it seems. But I think it's too late at this point, really. Especially as we're so deep into Burma. We'll be soon sending divisions across to Paoshan, Kunming, and etc. I have a division on its way now towards the border of southern China, so obviously towards Nanning. We'll have another division, or potentially another division on top of that. So 2 to 3 divisions. 2 probably. 3 might be pushing it. I'm not too sure. I'll have to really decide on that one. But we're going to be hitting from 2 different fronts as well, then. We are putting pressure on now at Changsha, which is good. Once we deal with this, that does rip a couple divisions then. That could potentially... I don't know. I don't know if I'd want them to head that way. Maybe a division this way. A division would be frankly overkill. It's one of those of when I wouldn't be able to kick him out with a single division. But he wouldn't be able to kick me out either. So it's like, do I want to play that game? Do I need to play that game? No, not really. Frankly, as long as we hold the times free terrain, and if I get a unit over here, then that's essentially him blocked in there. We'll deal with him at a later point then. If he tries to move out, then he's fighting in times free terrain himself, and we can block the supply. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a very interesting time, I'd imagine. I believe so. I think the Burma Road's shut now, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think Danman said it was shut, but who knows if it's properly shut or not. Okay. Right. So marching over here then north to Mandalay. And this is it. I'm not going to attack Magway yet. We're going to attack there. I don't know if I'd be able to win at Magway, because he's probably got a couple of units up there. Perhaps so. But in fairness, I mean, we'll be over here at Magway. Sorry, we'll be over here at Mandalay tomorrow. We'll probably attack Mandalay then. Whether we have enough AV there or not is an interesting one. But I mean, they're not massive units, these guys, but there's still a good number of AV. And we do obviously have other units marching north. Let's see. Right, so 5th Division's arrived over here then. We do have artillery over here then. Is the rest of the artillery still in the way? Oh, not all the artillery is actually loaded up, which is fine. I could potentially... Well, I think we'll have an artillery move this way. I could even potentially have the artillery move up to Tungo. Doesn't particularly matter too much. So we'll have them off the rail line. They can march to Magway. There we are. So Imperial Guard Division wasn't ready to move yesterday, but they are moving today. So they're going to head over here to Tungo. What I'll do then is obviously have them march north to deal with that unit there. If I can kick them off the rail line, it means we have access to the rail line here. He'll probably retreat this way. I mean, it'd be worthwhile trying to surround him, but it's easier said than done, really. Could probably be done. We'll have to see. I don't have to necessarily attack him, but we'll see about that. If I could get a unit to march down here, then would be alright. So I'll probably have that unit go back down there, but I might be just being too precious on it, really. Excuse me. Well, what I'm planning to do then is have 2 divisions march down here to Paoshan, where we have these divisions, but I'm likely going to use the 5th Imperial Guard. I was going to have them move down this way, and then move down here, but frankly, it does make more sense to just march them through here. It's probably much quicker as well. And we'll get another, like, 2 divisions or 3 divisions down here and push from the south as well. So, but pushing on the mountain over here would well and truly shut down the Burma Road. And then, like, building up Shan would really just... It insulates China then. It would make it really, really, really bloody hard for him to get through here if we were to leave, like, a strong unit there one day. Well, we're not going to be... Well, that's the thing there, BGG. We're not going to just march into India. It'd take a bloody long time. So it's just not worthwhile doing. We're going to deal with China first. And then we'll choose what we want to do there. We're tempted by the Soviet Union. Doesn't mean we're necessarily going to do the Soviet Union. But if we choose... Whichever one we choose, we can do in a much safer manner there. Yeah. Okay. Just need to get that supply in bed, Bob Blair. I could do a fast transport in fairness if I wanted to. Maybe? I'm not too sure. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things of just because you can march doesn't mean you should. Start taking these bases down here, then. I could take Boella or Babo, but I'll leave those ones. I don't think these bases are held. I think that base has a garrison, so I do need to deal with that one with an actual unit. I don't think that's ours. Okay. Yes, but that's the thing. While it's owned, it still continues to produce. He can't turn off oil production. So whether I take it now, or whether I take it later, doesn't make a tremendous difference. Obviously, if I was to take it now, I could start pulling oil from it. But I'm not quite ready to start pulling oil from it. So, he can hold on to it, and he can keep on producing oil. He can keep on producing oil at full capacity. If we were to take it, some of that oil might be damaged, which means I'd then have to repair it. So while he owns it, it's still producing at full capacity, so let it be for the time being. When I'm ready, we'll move in and we'll take it. And then we'll be good to go. Okay. I'm glad that the DMS survived. I'm going to have to get some ships moving out this way. So let's see. There we are. Okay. We do have the third RTA over here as well. So now they're finally ready to be moved out, which is good. So the question is then what I wish to do with them. I could have them actually railed down to Prome, perhaps, or even... I could have them railed down here. And they can march across, or march up here and then across. I mean, this is it. We're at this point in Burma now where it's not really a case of survival as such, or like victory or defeat being balanced on knife edge. Victory is here essentially. Not completely yet, but it's essentially here. So I'm probably being a little bit too precious and trying to make sure we clean up perfectly. I guess I'll have them march this way. Well, actually, it might be worthwhile to have them moved up here. I don't know, actually. Oh, thank you very much for that, Drive Ross, for the subscription. That's much appreciated, my man. Thank you very much for that. It might just be worthwhile to split the unit up, and then at least I can have it act as like a... And it would make it easier that way. So I could probably have one of these units moved out here, or even have all the units moved out here. Or even have one of the units moved... I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. It's like I've got to... we're not struggling now, that's the thing. Right, so I've got these over here then. I'll have to think how I want to go about that. That's looking good either way, really. How you doing there? How you doing there, G? Good to have you, my man. Pretty good. I'm a little bit off it today. Maybe I'm kind of down. Well, not down, but like, I don't know, I've had mad allergies. So I've had 2 antihistamines, so I'm like kinda in a weird spot right now. I swear to God, this month has been like my slow decline. Oh dear. But we're looking pretty good on the turn. Okay. No, we're looking good. Looking good. Ah, thanks, man. I don't know what it is. I just swear to God, my pollen count was taken from like my nasal cavity today, man. Because it just seems like every bit of pollen in the like the surrounding area, the surrounding vicinity for a good few miles has been concentrated. I do have that tendency, don't I, to jinx things like that, indeed. No, thankfully did make it. No, frankly, we're looking good. We're looking good. So I think we'll call it down here then. There's not that much I can really say. Just a case of getting the actual orders inputted and going on to the next one, really. Yeah, talking about a mine, indeed. Oh, that was fun. That was indeed fun. Yeah, so it's expanding Townsville, which is not too surprising, really. He's probably looking to use Townsville then for his B-17s, but the B-17s support more with 14 hexes. That's something that we can actually play quite well. I mean, that's the thing where if we have zeros defending here on cap, it's going to be pretty rough for him. How you doing there, Hello Schnackbar? What's the plan for the next few turns? Well, we're going to be going ahead and, well, we're going to be going to pull off our wake operation in the near future. That just needs to get sorted out and planned to the fine details. After that, I would like an illusions operations, and then to secure a base or a couple bases up that way. And then comes the slow, ideally, hasten death of China. Yeah, the cruiser mine. See, what we need to start doing is actually painting CM on the side of every mine we have. And they might be attracted to the mines that way. Who knows? As with the ability to shoot down bombers with the zeros, why so much effort into the key 43? Key 83. Well, things get tough. So, let's see then. We'll start by gun value. So notice that we have the Key 83 over here. So the Key 83 is armed with 2 central mounted 20 mils and also 2 central mounted 30 mils. I mean, this is what makes the Key 83 so nasty, is the fact that it actually has them central mounted. So the accuracy is actually pretty damn good. But notice the actual range is pretty damn good. Notice the speed here. The altitude is pretty good. Climb rate's pretty good. Maneuverability is not bad. Durability is good, and it's an armored aircraft. But that range is one of the most attractive things about it. But the fact is, it has a good deal of gun value there. I mean, 20 and 30 mils are pretty nice. The A6M2 isn't bad. Where is it? Why did I start it that way? Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, the A6M2. Yeah, the A6M2 has the 2 7.7s. It also has the 2 20 mils. Issue with the 20 mils is the fact that they're wing mounted, so they're not as accurate. The Zero's nice. The cannons are great, but the issue is inside the cannons. They're more accurate than a lot of things, but they're not perfect. We'll have by the end of the year, I'd say, the A6M8. Well, not by the end of the year. Around about the end of the year, start of the next year, we'll have the A6M8 around that sort of time frame. The A6M8 does have increased firepower. The issue is, like, wing-mounted. We do have a superior type of cannon. They're slower than the Key 83. I mean, which is to be expected. It's obviously, the Key 83 is a much newer design. Yeah. Range is obviously better too. Yeah, less accuracy as G says there. What utility would an illusion space have? Well, the illusion islands are quite nice, and the fact that it actually gives us a nice buffer out this way. So I don't want him to be able to just move from here to the Kurils. So what I'd like to do is have these bases actually used to buffer northern Japan. So setting up some bases over here to actually be able to resist enemy incursions would be nice, but I'd really like to have like a sub-base out here. The only base that does start on garrisoned is Dutch Harbour. But let's say, for example, this island over here, which is Swamp Yap and can be built up nicely with an airfield. That one is... Well, actually, we'll take a look from Paramushiro-jima, which is currently our submarine base in the area. So, Paramushiro-jima, as the bird flies, is about 77 hexes away. This island is about 54 hexes away. The reason for having these islands is the fact that, well, it lowers the actual fuel expenditure of just getting to the enemy, just getting to the actual target area. There's no reason to not move with the illusions. I mean, it's one of these things of it is a cold zone. It can be taken. I mean, we do have the ability to take this area. I mean, what we'll do is, after Wake Island falls, we'll probably have a Kiribatai used to just really go all in on this area, take this area, and then we'll be good to go and just build it up then. But this is it. We just want to push out the sort of influence of the Japanese Empire as much as possible, really. Just trying to give ourselves as much of a buffer zone as we possibly can. The good news is I can actually turn these bases like general defense, like I've done over here at Paramushiro-jima. So Paramushiro-jima doesn't normally start as general defense, but obviously we pay the PP points to have it changed to Paramushiro to general defense. So all the aircraft in Japan can be used in Paramushiro-jima. I could do the same over here, the illusions, and then all the aircraft that are able to operate in Japan in the general defense zone could be moved out here too. Well, the thing is that, we do have Paramushiro being built up here. It's a size 1 port at the moment, but it's not too far off a size 4 airfield. Let's take a look then. Let's take a look from Tokyo. Okay. So the island I have in mind would be this one, which is 48 hexes from Tokyo. Now, Port Moresby is 70 hexes from from Tokyo. Tulagi is 77 hexes from Tokyo. That's 95 hexes from Tokyo. Let's see. Palembang is 81 hexes from Tokyo. 84 men of Batavia. How far is Burma? Rangoon is 63. So that's the thing to remember there. It looks deceptively far away to a degree, but it's actually pretty close in a sense. You got to think that we're actually pretty close to our actual home islands. It does make sense to actually have this taken. We wouldn't like to have anything else that close, so obviously taking that would be well worthwhile. Well, the cold zone's not that bad, I mean, Christ. It's not that bad. But the thing is, it's like, if it's a cold zone, then we should take that. Because then that actually helps us to hold it once we do have it. Well, we're not dead set to the Soviet Union. We'll have to see about that. We do need to tackle and destroy China first. We'll take it from there. I mean, whether we take China... Well, we will take China. It's going to take some time, but I think we are in a good position to take China. I think it's just essentially how quickly we can do it at this point, but I think we can manage it. After that's going to be an interesting one. We're going to have to do quite a bit of soul searching on that one. The good news is there's quite a bit of VP that can be won in the north of China. Like, for example, this is 300 VP here. There's another 300 here, which is 600. It's not that much. I mean, Langchao needs 20. This one needs 40, so we're at 60. Another 20 here, so 8. Oh, no, that's vital to Japan. Urumqi is another 20 there. I might have missed one, actually. Yeah, Langchao is 20 garrison. That one is 40, sorry. So 60. That's another 20. Huh. I feel like I might have been missing one. Maybe I'm missing one somewhere. So what would your limit of advance be if you were to advance into China and the Soviet Union? The thing is, when it comes to like the the limit of advance, the Soviet Union would be literally a life or death struggle, essentially. It could probably be done. It could maybe be done. But it would take literally everything we have. We'd have to... we wouldn't go for the Soviets unless we literally could be, like, fairly confident. But we'll see, really. India's not as close as you'd imagine, and it can be taken, but it's not easy to hold on to India. We'd probably lose India at some point, as you can just inevitably bring more forces to India than we could really. It's a very large. Obviously, it's a subcontinent as well, so we can't defend every aspect of India. No, I mean this is it. China, EU's there, it can be taken, so we just need to put the effort in and grab it, really. But there we go. We'll go ahead and call it about here then. So, indeed. Oh, here we go. I'll read the comment here from Imperator. Look at the gun stats and you'll see penetration rate in 7.7mm RA1, 12.7 out of 2, 20 mils out of 3, 30 mils out of 4. Those ratings are compared against armor ratings. The reason Japanese fighters struggle against heavy bombers in poor pen versus armor, poor firepower versus durability, and poor armor / durability versus defensive guns. 20 mils and 30 mils hit like a truck. On the Ki-83, they are centerline, which doubles their accuracy over wing-mounted guns. Yep, it's a nice aircraft. Not really there, G. You've got to look at it this way. Like, for example, we do have Port Blair that's been built up. Obviously, just need to get a supply in here. If I had... I mean, this is it. So you can see that's 14 hexes there from Port Blair. If I was using zeros out here, and if I decided to be aggressive, we could probably hit the shipping out this way. And I imagine we'd probably be able to cause quite a lot of problems there. Like, that's 14 hexes from Port Blair. If I had zeros there escorting... God damn, I can't hold it over the base. If I had the zeros escorting a G3M2s, they can... That's the limit of their... Well, essentially one more hex would be the limit of the G3M2 torpedo range. But that's the range of the escort there that they could actually have. The Bay of Bengal looks like a large area, but frankly it's not. Like, 17 would be the G4M1's range of torpedoes, which is from here to essentially almost... Is it to Ceylon? A little bit less, yeah, so about there would be the range of the G4M1s with the torpedoes. Yeah, and as Gary says there, with the Ki-83s you can actually strike out to 16 hexes with those bad boys escorting, which is about there. The good news is, of course, we do have Rangoon, so you can see that's 12 hexes from Rangoon. So this area really... He's in this area because I haven't started using zeros. If we start using zeros, then we could probably start projecting the power of that quite nicely. We will be doing that at some point soon. I was more referring to your projection of your assets. Well, the thing is, if you can actually project torpedo bombers out into the Bay of Bengal and actually escort those bad boys, it's very difficult for the opposing navy to operate safely. Because the thing is, he doesn't have aircraft with a tremendous range. He will have some, and he could sit close to his bases, but the thing is, if he's moving out this way, he's not going to be escorted unless he has carriers. The thing is, carriers can be sunk. Islands can't. Unless they're hit by atomics. Or Godzilla. Oh, sorry, I should say Gojira. I do like Gojira. Hopefully he's on our side. Okay. But there we go. Until next time, thank you for watching. I guess I mean, that's I. Until next time.